everyone and welcome to At Home with LMP. Today it's Family Friday. I hope you've enjoyed all the other Family Fridays so far. Today we're going to take you on an adventure. My name is Nicoline. I normally play the violin in the orchestra, but today I have brought my very favourite book with my very favourite story. It's called The Town Musicians of Bremen. Before we can start, we need you all to get ready. Some of you may already have read the message and are set up, but we will need some instruments because at some point in the story we're going to need your help. And you need to have an instrument that can make a good big noise. So if you haven't got a playing instrument, get yourself a couple of wooden blocks that you can bang together, or you could run to the kitchen, get yourself a pan lid and a wooden spoon that you can bang, or even a pan that you can rattle around in and make a good big noise. This is what I will be using. Good. So, if you haven't got that yet, ask an adult in the room to pause the video so you can just sort yourselves out. But otherwise, put your instruments on the floor for now. We won't be needing them for a little while. Make yourselves very comfortable and we will begin.
A certain man had a donkey, which had served him faithfully for many long years, but whose strength was so far gone that at last it was quite unfit for work. So his master was thinking, how much could he get for the skin? This made the donkey very sad. Why, thought he, after so many years of hard work, do I deserve such treatment? Or instead, my master should give me a warm stable to shelter from the cold wind and a large field with tasty grass where I can dream and look at the clouds. But no, said the donkey, I shall not wait here any longer. I shall go to Bremen, where I can be a town musician. And with a skip and a jump, he ran away along the road to Bremen. When he'd run some way, he found a cat sitting in the middle of the path with a face like 3 rainy days, sadly humming to himself. an old shaver. What has crossed you? Asked the donkey. How can one be merry when one's neck's been pinched like mine? Answered the cat. Because I am growing old, my teeth are all worn to stumps, and because I'd rather sit by the fire and spin than run after mice. My mistress wanted to drown me, so, well, I ran away. Drown me, I say, a noble cat like me. My ancestors were the royal cats at the Spanish court, looked after and cared for until their dying days. But now, sighed the cat, good advice is dear, and I do not know what to do. Oh, go with me to Bremen. You understand nocturnal music, so you can be a town musician. Well, the cat consented, and off they went together to Bremen. When they'd gone some of the way, they found a big dog lying by the roadside, yawning like one who was very tired. Well, what are you complaining about, you big fellow? Asked the ass. Replied the dog, because every day I grow older and weaker, I cannot go to the hunt anymore, and my master, well, he's well nigh beaten me to death, so that I took flight, and now, I do not know how to earn my bread. Well, do you know, said the donkey, we are going to Bremen to be town musicians there. Suppose you go with us and take a share in music, you know. I'll play cello, the cat here will try the violin, and you, well, you can play the clarinet. Well, the dog was satisfied, and off they set. donkey, who was keen to get to Bremen before night came, urged his companions to speed up a little. "There, jump on my back," he said to the cat, "so we can trot a while." The three vagabonds soon came near a farmyard, where upon the barn door a cockerel was sitting and crowing with all his might. "You crawl through marrow and bone," said the donkey. "What do you do that for?" "That is the way. I prophesy fine weather," said the cockerel. "But because grand guests are coming for the Sunday, the housewife has no pity and has told the cookmaid to make me into soup for the morrow. And this evening, me head, well, it'll be cut off. Now, I am crowing with all my might, with a full throat, for as long as I can." "Ah, but you, Redcomb," replied the donkey, "rather come away with us. We're going to Bremen to find there something better than death. You have a good voice, and if we make music together, well, it'll sound wonderful." The cockerel enjoyed this music making and so decided to come along to Bremen. The four friends could not, however, reach Bremen in one day, and by the evening they'd arrived in a forest. Now here they decided to pass the night. So the ass and the dog laid themselves down under a large tree, and the cat and the cockerel climbed into the branches, but the cockerel flew right up to the top where he felt most safe. Now before he went to sleep, he looked around at the four quarters of the forest and soon thought he could hear a merry tune in the distance. The cockerel looked again and saw a little light in the distance. So, calling his companions, he said they were not far from a house because he saw a light. Well, the donkey said, "Well, if it is so, we had better get up and go further, for the pasturage here is well, it's very bad." And the dog continued, "Oh yes indeed, a couple of bones with some meat on would also be very acceptable." So they made haste towards the spot where the light was, and which now shone brighter and brighter until they came to a well-lit robber's cottage. The donkey, as the biggest, went to the window and peeped in. what you see, grey horse?" asked the cockerel. "What do I see?" replied the donkey. "A table laid out with, well, savoury meats and drinks, with robbers sitting around enjoying themselves and making music." "Well, some sort of music," said the cockerel, "but those savoury meats and drinks, well, that's the right sort of thing for us." "Oh, yes, I wish we were there," replied the donkey. So then these animals took counsel together about the best way to drive away the robbers, and at last they thought of a plan. They looked around the forest, and what they noticed was that there were plenty more animals there willing to lend them a hand in chasing away those noisy and frankly quite fearful robbers. Now this, for those of you watching, this is where you come in, right? We're going to need your help. Now, in a second, when you see me hit this pan with a spoon, join me and make the most tremendous noise on your instruments at home, okay? So after the animals had carefully instructed their friends what to do, they placed themselves closer to the window. So the donkey put his 4 feet just upon the window ledge. Then the dog got on the donkey's back. The cat climbed upon the dog. And lastly, the cockerel flew and perched very gently on the head of the cat. Now, when this was accomplished, at a given signal, they all began together to perform their music. Now the donkey brayed, the dog barked, the cat meowed, and the cockerel crowed, and everyone else made such a tremendous noise. And oh my goodness, it was so loud that the panes of the windows shook. Are you ready? We're going to need your help. 3, 2, 1. And relax. Now, terrified at these unearthly sounds, the robbers got up and, with great fear, they ran away. They thought it was nothing less than some sort of spirits that had come and to haunt them, and then they fled off into the forest, never to be seen again. And the 4 companions, well, they immediately sat down at the table, and my goodness, what a feast. They quickly ate up as if there was nothing left to eat in the world, and that they'd eaten everything. And as soon as the 4 players had finished, they extinguished the light, and each of them sought for himself a sleeping place according to his nature and custom. So the donkey laid himself down upon some straw. The dog behind the door. The cat upon the hearth near some warm ashes. And the cockerel flew up onto a beam which ran across the room. Now, weary with their long walk, they soon went to sleep. At midnight, the robbers perceived from their retreat that no light was burning in their house, and all appeared quiet. So the captain said, Right, we need not to have been frightened into fits. And calling one of the band, he sent them forward to find out if everything was safe. The messenger finding all still, went into the kitchen to strike a light, and taking the glistening, fiery eyes of the cat for live coals, he held a match to them, expecting it to take fire, but the cat, not understanding the joke, flew in his face, spitting and scratching. This dreadfully frightened the robber so that he made for the back door, but the dog, who laid there, sprang up and bit his leg. And as he limped upon the straw where the donkey was stretched out, it gave him a powerful kick with his hind foot. And this was not all, for the cockerel, awaking at the noise, clapped his wings and cried from the beams. Well, then the robber ran back as fast as he could to his captain, and he said, "Oh, my master, there dwells a horrible witch in the house who spat on me and scratched my face with her long nails, and then before their door stands a man with a knife who chopped at my leg, and in the yard lies like a black monster who beat me with his great wooden club, and besides all, it gets worse. Upon the roof, right, the roof of our dear house, sits a judge who called out to us. He says, 'Bring the knaves up, do.' So, I ran away as fast as I could." And after this, the robbers dared not go again near their house, but everything was prospered so well with the 4 town musicians of Bremen that they did not forsake their situation. And there, to this day, they're still making music together.